Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. I'm so excited, super excited to have you joining me on this live streaming. Listen, we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff today. I'm going to start off talking about 4 tips for your work at home life. I know a lot of you have found yourselves working at home now, and it's a new thing. And I want to share 4 tips. Then we're going to talk about maintaining your momentum and some products that you should be creating right about now. So we're going to jump into that. And we have a special guest joining us, LaShonda Henry. We're going to jump into that after this quick intro. All right. Hello. Hello. I know Facebook is building up the audience. Let me shout out a few people. Hello to Erica Lynn that is joining us. Hey, girl. Hey, hanging out from my Facebook group. Hello to Shanita Rousey. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, girl. Hey. And as you're coming on in, just, shout us out. Say hello. And if you're watching for the first time, if I'm new to you or sort of new to you, let us know what city and state you are joining us from, because I know all of the streaming platforms right now are sending out notifications saying, hey, Sharvette is on. And so go join her. And so what we're going to be chatting about today at the start of this Facebook Live, 4 tips for your work from home life. Your work from home life. Some of you have found yourselves in a place of working from home, and this may be totally new to you. And so let me introduce myself, because I know that there are people that are chiming on in and coming on in. I'm Sharvette Mitchell, and I work with female entrepreneurs and a few lucky men to help them build their online platforms so that they generate more revenue with an amazing online brand. And I do that in a couple of ways, with web design services, with my consulting programs. You might know me from the Sharvette Mitchell radio show and a few other things. And so today, I want to give you some tips, because listen, prior to jumping into entrepreneurship for the full time, I spent a solid, I'm going to say, I was trying to actually count it up today, but at least 10 years as a virtual, or what was called a mobile worker. So I could work on site at this international bank that I worked for, or I could work from home. But really, I spent, I would say, a good 10 years of my 25-year tenure there working remotely, working from home. And so I have some tips I want to share. So thank you for all those that are coming in and shouting, hey, Bertel, I haven't seen you in a minute. Hello, Madeline. Thank you so much for coming on in and giving us a shout out. And again, if you're just popping in, we're just going to be sharing and chatting at the beginning of this live stream. And again, those that are on Periscope, hey there, Twitter, all across Facebook, we're talking about tips. 4 tips. I'm going to start off with 4 tips for your work at home life. And then guess what, guys? I have a special guest that's joining us, LaShonda Henry. She's hanging out in the virtual, literally the virtual green room. I'm going to be bringing her into the video. And she's really been doing a whole lot this week with helping you maintain your momentum. She has a virtual training series that's going on right now. I'm going to be speaking tomorrow, but we're going to be talking about some things later around some products you could be creating right now. So let's jump into the tips. Welcome to all those that are coming on in. Again, to help you work from home, to help you have a little bit better life working from home. And so tip number 1, don't turn the TV on. I know it's tempting. Listen, let me tell you, when I first started working from home years ago, I was all over the place, you guys. I was watching reality TV. Now, go ahead. You can testify in the comments and let us know if that's you. I was watching reality TV shows. I was cooking. I was washing clothes. I was all over the place. And I was like, I can't do this work from home thing. Listen, here's one tip. Don't turn on the TV. The TV will signal, and these are generalities, and some of you can work with the TV on, but most of you will probably be more productive if you don't turn the TV on. So resist the urge to have the TV on, and you might say, it's just hanging out in the background. Don't turn the TV on. Plus, what's helpful is once you have finished working for the day, whatever your day looks like, when you hit the switch and turn the TV on, that'll be a signal to your body that, okay, work is done. Now I'm transitioning to my leisure time. So that's a little bit of a tip there. All right. Welcome to all those that are coming on in. Let's go to tip number 2, talking about 4 things to help you with your work at home life that's going on right now that might be new to you. Again, did it in corporate for like at least 10 years and then full-time entrepreneur since February 2018. I do have office space, but I kind of split my time. So I'm working at home half the time and in the office half the time. Number 2, stick to your lunch schedule. Believe it or not, when you're working from home, sometimes you might forget to eat, or you might forget the time, and you might eat like 2 hours later than you normally eat. One thing that will help you, because what you have to do is still put boundaries around your time. When you work in an office setting, it's really easy to do that. Welcome to all those that are coming on in. Yes. Yes, and Lashana that's hanging out in the virtual studio. And Monique is testifying, absolutely right. Dr. Amy is saying, yes, I'm getting some testimonies. Uh-oh. Shanita said, ouch. We're not gonna ask her what she said ouch about. And Bertel said, yes, guilty. And so what you will still find is that you still need to put boundaries around your life and your time. So stick to your lunch schedule, because what'll happen is if you eat lunch like 2 hours later, then you're going to be hungry later, and then you're going to have the munchies and you're going to have all that kind of stuff. Listen, I'm not a dietitian. If you're a nutritionist or a dietitian, jump in with your comments and let us know your comments on that. If you're just popping on in, we are talking about 4 tips for your work from home life. 4 tips for your work from home life. Just covered tip number 2. Tip number 1 was turn the TV off. And I got some people testifying that they have been guilty. Tip number 3 for your work from home life, how to help you there. Actually, this is something that you might not think about. Wear a watch or pull out an old clock. Now, I know all of us have our cell phones, our mobile phones, team Android, team iPhone, and your phone does so much. Like, you literally don't need an alarm clock anymore. You don't need a regular clock anymore. But what you will find happening when you work from home is that your day, it can be kind of a blur. And the other thing is your phone can be a distraction, because if you're in an office setting or in a setting where you are working, you typically don't have or can't have your phone in your hand all the time. Well, when you're working from home, you can. When you're working away from the rest of your coworkers, you can, and your phone can become a distraction. So a lot of times we will use the phone to kind of check the time or as an alarm. What I would encourage you, do you have an Apple Watch? Do you have a Fitbit? Pull out a watch, pull it out the drawer, dust it off, and put a watch on. Or a clock, a regular clock, pull that out and have that available so you don't have to depend on your phone as much, because it can be a distraction and you want to kind of minimize distractions. Listen, I'm getting a shout out. Hey, Pastor Kathleen from Maryland. She said, I still wear my watch. There you go. I still wear my watch. And big shout out to my mom, who is a nurse who worked last night. So shout out to the healthcare professionals. Hey, girl. Hey, hey, mom. All right. So number 3, start wearing a watch. If you haven't been wearing a watch, start using a clock if you haven't been using a clock, which will lead me into my 4th tip. And again, welcome to all those that are popping in. We're talking about 4 tips for your work from home life that you might be finding yourself in, newly finding yourself in because of the coronavirus, because we are trying to lessen the curve, flatten the curve. And so your companies may have told you to come home. And so now you're in this space. And I'm just sharing some tips from my expertise, having worked in corporate America and then now transitioned as a full-time entrepreneur who works from home a lot and works in the office. These are things that I have found generally that will help you. Of course, everybody has their own little individual things. Go ahead and share this out. Go ahead and share this out. If you know somebody, if you know people on your timeline who are working from home now, and this is all brand spanking new to them, go ahead and share this out on your timeline. All right, so let's move into the 4th tip, which actually ties a little bit into the third tip. The fourth tip is that you need a nightly routine. You need a nightly routine. Now, I know a lot of people talk about a morning routine. I know a lot of people talk about, hey, get up and take a shower, get dressed, do the things that you would normally do to set your day up. But I'm actually going to deal with the end of the day. Because here's what I have found when you work from home in most settings. Now, those of you that have kids at home, if you have kids at home, let us know. Just put hashtag kids. If you have kids, school age kids, and you're helping doing homework and all of that, even if you're watching this in the replay, hey, replay viewers, you're just important. Hashtag replay. Put hashtag kids in the comments because we want to give you some extra love. So I understand it might be a little bit different if you have kids. However, in most cases, your home environment is less stressful. In most cases, you can sit on the couch and work versus maybe at a desk. Although I know that a lot of you have office spaces and all of that in your homes. So what you will find at night, and some of you may have found that you've been working from home the last couple of days. And if you watch this in the future and maybe it's a few days past, you might find that you're having a harder time falling asleep. You might find that you have a harder time going to sleep. Here's why. If you are out and about, you have the commute, you're getting up, you're getting dressed, you have the commute, you're getting off work, you're picking up laundry, you're taking the kids here, you're checking in with the spouse, you're getting dinner straight, you're doing all of that activity, which can tire you out. So at the end of the day, you're ready to, whenever it's time for bed, you're ready to go to bed. Well, because you're working from home and you don't have that, even just that driving back and forth, that's not tiring you out, you may find that it's harder for you to go to sleep. So you want to establish a nighttime routine. That might be drinking tea. That might be reading. Some people, reading puts them to sleep. I am one of them. Reading puts me to sleep. It relaxes me. Other people, reading doesn't do that. You might want to have some lavender oils, whatever it is. You want to have a nighttime routine that will help you go to sleep if you're in that space of, I am not falling asleep easily. All right. Thank you. Hey, welcome to Coach Tanisha coming in from Periscope. Yes. So you might find that you need to have something that you're doing at night to help you rest, because and there are a lot of those of you that are entrepreneurs, if you experience this and you transition from working full-time going into entrepreneurship, there are even articles and things out there that entrepreneurs may face, like insomnia and things of that nature. And it's really, I do believe it's about, like, your body is not as stressed in certain areas. Again, those of you who have kids and you're trying to do homework, my hashtag kids, my prayers are with you. But in generalities, you might be finding that. So have a nighttime routine. All right. So those are all of my tips there. Thank you. Thank you for all of that. And I see some comments that are coming on in. And so if you're jumping on in, we're getting ready to just transition here. I'm so excited to be bringing on with us. We're talking about, things to help you maintain your momentum in this time period. So I just kicked off with 4 tips if you're working from home that will help you. And again, that's for those of you that are entrepreneurs. You may be a dualpreneur where you're working on your business part of the time, you're working, of course, for full-time for a company, or you're a full-time entrepreneur. All of these things will help you. And so in this coronavirus phase, how do we keep our momentum going? So I'm bringing on in right now, I'm going to add on in one of this dynamic young lady, LaShonda Henry. Welcome to the show.
Hey, baby. Hey, I'm so excited to be here today.
Oh, we are so glad to have you. And definitely in this space, you have been all week long offering this Maintain Your Momentum virtual training. And yesterday in your session, you talked about products that women should be creating right now. And so first of all, tell us, why did you decide to create this Maintain Your Momentum virtual training?
Absolutely. At the end of the day, there are 4 things that I wanted people to be able to do right now, because when everything hit, now it's been happening, right? We all know it's been happening, but it was like last week, it hit, like it hit home, like it's time to go and stockpile. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said, well, what should I be doing, right? one of the things that hit me is we need to be in a place where we are positive. Number one, y'all need to write this down. We are prayerful because we are some spiritual people. We are need to be prayerful. Now is the time to call on him. We need to be productive because distractions are everywhere. So you got to be aware that you cannot afford to be distracted by everything that's going on. Cautious, right. Yes, but distracted, no. We got to maintain, we got to be productive. And also, as entrepreneurs, we got to be profitable. At the end of the day, we have to not just survive this, we got to thrive through this. So I wanted to create a conversation. Honestly, I do this every year. In March, I do my Maintain Your Momentum series, but I felt now more than ever, we've got to maintain because a lot of people are slowing down. They are feeling distracted. They are feeling deterred from the things that they wanted to do, especially those of you who, like myself, were in spaces where you had big plans and places to go. And now all of a sudden, the place we need to be is in our homes, right?
Right. Yeah.
All of these big plans, all these different things that we wanted to do doesn't mean we should stop the vision. We just need to change the direction. Right?
Oh, I love that.
Change the strategy. So maintain your momentum. We need to be positive, prayerful, productive, profitable too. And that's why I felt committed to sharing that. And having somebody like you in the circle, just on the top of the cake.
Hey, I love it. I love it. And I'm going to be, this is happening all week long. I'm actually going to be speaking tomorrow when we're talking about digital products and things to create. And so I'd love for you to share just, if you have a tip or two about products. We won't give away the farm, because what I'm going to do, those that are watching, I'm going to drop the link of where you can register for the Maintain the Momentum virtual training. Don't worry about that. It started on Monday. You can get the replays. You can jump in now. Don't worry about any of that. I know that Monique, who was here, is already in, so shout out to her. But talk a little bit about products women should be creating right now.
Absolutely. I love that you mentioned that. Even though we're in day 4, you still get instant access to the replays from the days before, so you're good. When it comes to being proactive, right? Like I said, you cannot afford to be so distracted that you're not proactive. Right. There are several markets that in the last few days, hey, Yandel, so awesome to have you here. In the last few days, there's some amazing things that have been happening. There've been some challenging things that have been happening too, right? Now, for all the doors that you feel like are closing on you, God is opening some windows.
Yes.
He's opening some huge windows. And so what I wanted to do was I sat down and I carefully identified 7 types of products and 7 markets that we as entrepreneurial spirits who want to be at the cusp of innovation, when things shift, we need to pivot and shift too, right? Yes. These are some areas that we need to think about. So first, before even the products, I wanted to identify a few markets, and I'm going to drop these on y'all real quick. Number one, we've got the child care challenge. So for those of you who, like me, got babies at home, we got some challenges going on, right? Because maybe some of you are used to that, but maybe you're not, right? So I actually had a speaker today, Katoya Bellamy, talked about how to, as a mom, maintain normalcy, right? Mm-hmm. Because you don't know what to do with the kids. You don't know what to do. Well, some people don't know how to cook. Let's just talk about that, right? You a chef. Now is the time to give mamas and daddies some recipes, because we on a budget. All these babies want to be snackalicious because they don't got nothing to do. Can I eat? You ate 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
Right? So we've got the child care challenge. They need things. They need to know things, number one. Number two, you and I, we web designers, we graphic designers, technology is our thing. But guess what? The technology challenge. Right?
Yeah.
They can't go outside. They don't know what they need to know when it comes to technology, which means that all of you savvy need to come in. And I don't just mean savvy like, oh, I can take it apart and put it back together, because I'm not that kind of tech savvy. I mean, if you know how to do something as simple as helping people learn how to navigate Microsoft Word, or how to get online, or how to, adjust their files, or things like, okay, now that I can't do an offline event, how can I do an online event? We need people who are going to help people become more tech savvy, right? Now, there are 7 types of challenged people, but these are just a few of them. So we have the people who are childcare challenged, number 1, people who are technologically challenged, number 2, right? And let's think about the space challenged people. Space challenged meaning that some of us, we not quite there in lockdown mode. Hopefully we never get there, right? And we can act quickly enough. But for those who are really space challenged and bored as all get out, right? They got time at home.
They go.
Right? What can you create for that market? Right? People who need stuff to do at home. Now, I didn't even talk about the products yet, but the first thing that we have to do is get clear about the fact that outside of whatever target markets you're currently reaching, there are other target markets that are going to be growing. We don't know if this is temporary or indefinitely. We just know that right now this is our reality. So in order to maintain momentum and continue to be innovators and creators as entrepreneurs should always be, we have to be aware of these markets.
Wow. I love it. Listen, I just dropped a link in. If you're on hanging out on Facebook, I'm going to make sure that it looks like this. I just dropped that link. Hey girl, hey, you cute. I just dropped that link on Facebook, and so definitely join that particular link, and that'll let you get into this particular training. LaShonda, can you talk a little bit about the other speakers that you have that have either spoken or are coming up?
Absolutely. Today we had some amazing sessions with Abiola Abrams. She talked about really how to be visible right now and how to fight those fears. We had the amazing Becky Davis. Today, you need to create a bulletproof, recession-proof business, things that you need to do to scale, move forward. I mentioned before, Katoya Bellamy talked about some things that you guys need to do as moms and mompreneurs to maintain normalcy in your homes, things for you, things for the kids. I was just writing. I loved her session. Pam Perry, the amazing Pam Perry, talked about 5 things that we all can do and should be doing at home. One of those things was being in a space where you purge, right? Purging can be therapeutic, right? Purging can help you release some of those things that you need to release so that you can let the good stuff in, right? And if you've got a lot of free time, there are certain things that maybe you need to purge and clean out of your home. Some of y'all need to do spring cleaning, winter cleaning, summer cleaning.
No, just type ouch. You don't have to tell us which one. Just type ouch in the comments. If you're on Periscope, YouTube, all across Facebook, just type ouch. Hey, Sandra, thank you.
Ouch.
Thank you that you see value in the content. Thank you.
Absolutely. Because, you got to be real with yourself. And a lot of us, when it comes to manifesting, or Abiola, one of our speakers from today, we're manifesting, sometimes we got to release certain things so we can open up the doors, right? Like, I always love to bring in that Steve Harvey when he had that conversation with Oprah, and he shared the story of his mom, and he kept telling his mom, I'm gonna get my new car. Every time he said that, he said, but she said to him, but your old car's sitting in the driveway, baby, right? Mom, I'm about to get my new car. I keep telling you I'm gonna get my new car. Why you kept talking about that old car? Where you gonna put the new car if the old car's sitting in the driveway? That hit him. He removed the car, he cleaned up the driveway, oil stains, got his new car. Sometimes we got to purge, right? And release some things before we can bring in the new thing. So amazing. So many wonderful ladies. Carol Sankar talked about real estate, how you can take advantage of getting into the real estate market. We've talked about the stock market and how, certain stocks are dropping. You need to get in now before they go back up. I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot. So check out the links that I dropped. And Joy, we see your comment. You said we don't have cleaning supply. Go borrow. Tell your neighbor to wrap it up in a bag and stick it on the porch, and then you go pick it up from the porch.
What's interesting, Joy? For those of you who missed it, the replays are on there. Katoya shared today some recipes using aloe vera, and she talked about vinegar and a few other combinations, so you could find a way to make homemade cleaning supplies.
There you go.
If there was something to talk about, we've been talking about it, right? You want to make sure that you're
we put you on blast. We put you on blast. That's okay. That's okay. We got it. We making it. Well, LaShonda, I am not going to steal any more of your time. Thank you so much for just stopping through on this Facebook Live for us to keep our momentum going. And those that are listening in, we appreciate you. So I'm going to release you to go. And thank you for stopping by.
I appreciate you. Mwah.
All right. Thank you. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. So if you just came in, listen, go back to this replay. I'm getting ready to wrap things up. I started the top of the video out talking about 4 tips for your work from home life. If you are finding yourself newly in this work from home space, I did it in corporate, I've done it in entrepreneurship. So I had a couple tips I wanted to share. And then you definitely want to go back and listen to LaShonda talk about maintaining your momentum. And I'm speaking in her virtual training that's happening all this week. Don't worry, you can get the replays. I've dropped the link in here. You're welcome to all those that are saying thank you. I've dropped the link here. If you're hanging out on my website, it's there, but I will make sure the link is everywhere where you guys are watching all across the web. Again, I'm Sharvette Mitchell. I work with female entrepreneurs and a few lucky men to help them build their online platforms so that they generate more revenue with an amazing online brand. Again, my main website is mitchell-productions.com. And I thank you guys for tuning in. Share this out. We will get through this. Maintain your momentum, and you got this. All right. I'll see you guys later.